What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today we're doing a VOD from Maikel, and I wanted to start the VOD there because it's got that really cool effect. And oh, look at this, like the encounter text is all messed up. I think this is supposed to be like a hint at the new set. It's they've already said that set 14 is going to be like cyberpunk themed. I think something about like cyber city, try to fight for control of a cyber city or something like that. So you know, little towards the end of the set they put Easter eggs in for the new set. I mean I'm so hyped for set 14, but we still got a decent bit left of set 13, and a lot of people are still playing this. This is Maikel, who is grinding to rank 1 on NA. He's almost there, 1600 LP. I think he's sitting at rank 5 right now, but yeah, has been absolutely smurfing it recently. And he played a cool line today that I wanted to watch some more of. So first augment here. Yeah, I mean, called shot is not the best augment. You could... Honestly, I'm surprised he doesn't even do just like a quick scout to like, maybe there's a world where you can slam like Hodge and take called shot here and actually get some value out of it. But he just sees Latent Forge and says, you know what, that is good enough here. Also, Band of Thieves is a pretty solid option as well, but he really likes the Latent Forge, which is interesting. And I think this fight right here, or this shop right here, is what kind of attracts us to playing a different line. And yeah, look at this. It's full open from this spot here. And the idea... Well, we have two Morganas, we have a Singed. In the past, this would have been Renata reroll, but it's not Renata reroll. It is going to be Morgana reroll, because after the nerfs to Renata, the line really just doesn't hold up as well as it used to. You're just not as spiked by hitting stuff like Renata 3. But people realize that Morgana 3 is still really strong. There is some kind of idea that like, the way that Morgana's spell scales, like when she hits 3-star, it's actually like way more damage than a normal 3-star would get, just the way her spell scaling works. I think Mortog said this on, it was Frodan's co-stream. Yeah, he said that the reason for that is that because she's a damage over time champion, you know, sometimes a 3-star Morg, if she just had kind of like regular damage, would just kill nothing. In a fight, I mean, like this, we have a 2-star Morg there, and you know, she almost... I mean, she doesn't kill anything there, and so that's kind of the idea, is that the unit needs to be like a little bit stronger to actually get you there. But yeah, I mean, we have this Morg already. We have a few little guys on this board. We're actually going to play some Sorks on our front line right now, just because, I mean, it's better than a random Singed, but yeah, we're going to sell those at the last second just to make sure that we're as weak as possible. We want to keep our loss streak here, ideally. Best case scenario, we don't even kill that dummy there, but maybe we can't even kill the Singed here. Sag. All right, items wise here, the other reason that we are playing, or we're at least very highly considering Morgana reroll in this spot, is that we started with a tier. Morgana almost needs blue buff. She is just one of those units where she's a very low mana cost, so blue buff is fantastic on her. Getting her first cast is obviously really important to get the damage over time, but I mean, she's a low cost unit. She also has Visionary to kind of like fuel up the multiple casts, blue buff, which is, you know, not bad either. So yeah, I mean, blue buff is basically a necessity on this Morgana. I think a lot of people, in their opinion, the BIS is blue buff Gunblade +1. I've seen blue buff Gunblade like red buff, blue buff Gunblade plus some kind of damage item. Seems quite reasonable as well. Something like, I mean, we have this glove here. You could do something like a guard breaker. It's kind of funny onto somebody like Morgana, just because of the fact that she already reduces shield. So like guard breaker is kind of, it's weird, but it's actually, you know, not that bad when you think about it. It's not like she deletes shields. It's just that she reduces them on the units that she's already hitting. So like, I think guard breaker should still actually work fine on her. But we'll see what we want to go for here for Maikel. We do end up actually winning that last fight, which is pretty rough. You saw we slammed the blue buff. The second that we saw that we were fighting a really weak board, honestly, I think that was someone that we could have inted. Yeah, let me jump back real quick here, because I want to look at that fight one more time. Yeah, I mean, this is certainly somebody that we could have inted. We would have had to not make Morgana 2 would have been the issue, or the only way to do that this round would be, it would have to be like field Draven plus Vex, then cut one of these guys for set, and then frontline the set. And I actually think maybe if we had blocked, it's still really tough. It's really tough to lose this fight. This Kingslayer player inted into us. It's maybe losable had we feel Draven set here, but yeah, we end up losing our loss streak there, which is a little bit tragic because our board is still not really strong enough to win, though. I mean, you can see the Morg with the blue buff just getting boom, 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 then cast, boom, 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 then cast, doing a lot of work. And yeah, we almost actually win this fight. Not bad. Also, not even holding the Irelia there was kind of interesting to me. It just looks like Maikel really does not prioritize hitting Irelia 3 at all. Just, we're all about stuff like Singe 3 and the other stuff 3-star, but I mean, yeah, I've played Irelia 3 before, and she has been a bit underwhelming. So I think that's Michael's idea, is that like I just don't even care enough about the Irelia 3 to play it. And yeah, here is basically where we have to commit to our line here. Do we want to play Morgana reroll, or do we want to play something else? Because if we start rolling here, obviously we are locked into Morgana reroll. If we do something else, then you know we're doing something else. Item-wise, I think we're pretty much fine. You could make a double slam here, spark Guardbreaker, and be done with it. If you really want to like try to hold for that Gunblade, you could just make Guardbreaker and chill. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like Guardbreaker. I mean, you also have Morello open as another option as the heal cut, which is pretty nice onto someone like Morgana. So I'm actually curious. I am not that well versed in what like BIS. I mean, like I said, I told you guys the BIS that a lot of people consider for this comp, but I don't know what other people consider as kind of like the loose BIS type stuff. It's going to be a JG here. Wow. Yeah, I never would have considered that, because I mean, it gets rid of our glove, which is the nice thing. It means we don't have to make Guardbreaker, which, like I said, it's like a little funky on Morg, but like not that bad. But yeah, we're going to make the JG here. Just damage item. Interesting. All right. Second augment here, Fire Sale, Climb the Ladder, Placebo. I mean, so if you think about something like Fire Sale, I mean, Placebo is actually probably... we're gonna go Pandora's. Ooh, I mean, Fire Sale? I was about to say, I'm curious if he takes Fire Sale here. I want to go look at this again if he does. Okay, he doesn't. We're just gonna keep rolling for days. Because I was gonna say, between Fire Sale and Placebo, you know, this can only get 3-cost or lower champions. It's every single round, so boom, boom, boom. I mean, like, you're not getting a 3-cost every round. It's probably getting even with Placebo in like 7-ish rounds. That sounds about right. Just because you're on average getting like a 2-cost and then you're getting the 1 gold there. So yeah, probably like 7 rounds. We are also lower leveled is the other thing. Like Fire Sale is worse when you are playing a reroll comp because you're lower level. So you are less likely to pick up, you know, high cost units, like the 3 costs. Yeah, I'm a little surprised actually that he even considered this over Placebo. I would have taken this probably higher than this just because 7 rounds is a long time. But we end up rolling and we get a better kind of like tempo type augment rolling for days. And this is just going to allow us to roll down here. Like we do kind of need to use these rolls now because our board is pretty far from spiking. We get 4 Visionary in here. Hopefully we get a ton of Morganas on the way here. Yeah, I mean 6 Morganas, not bad here. So we get in an okay spot. We don't even hit Rel 2, which is like a little bit sad here. I mean, honestly, the spot looks like trash. If you told me that Maikel went like 8th from this spot, I would not be that shocked because, I mean, we're not Morg 3 yet. We took an Econ Augment. Only upside to our spot is we do have this Ornn artifact coming down the line. And as far as Ornn items, I'm down to do a quick stats check on like Ornn items on Morgana 3. We get 1 off Morg here, 58 HP. Would you ever roll the 40 here? I mean, looks like the answer is no. But Morg 3 items, Ornn items, because like what do you even, like Blighting Jewel doesn't even look great in the stats. The only one that really looks good in the stats is Mana Zane. The other option is just taking like a tank item for frontline, for Singed, or for the Rel. We have this many Singed, so I'm down to look at Singed 3 Ornn item stats as well. You got Anima Visage is way up there, Light Shield, Trickster's up there. Yeah, and that's about it as well. That look like it's interesting because this comp doesn't really strike me as an Ornn item comp. I don't think it's one where you're like that hyped for Ornn items. Also curious to see what the take is here. It's just gonna be Heimerdinger with the glove. Are we gonna go Guardbreaker here and just make a JG Guardbreaker setup? It is also Heimerdinger for just Heimerdinger, which is kind of cool though. Still pretty far off of us actually being able to like push levels and get Heimerdinger in here. So we'll see. We get our Ornn item here, crack it open. And yeah, it is going to be the tank item, Innervating Locket here. And it's going to go onto the Rel here. We are 1 off basically everything here. So a roll down seems quite reasonable. The Guardbreaker does come down here. So the idea was always just JG Guardbreaker. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it's no Gunblade. And I mean, like I said, people love Gunblade in the stats. Like I was thinking maybe, because we could have made Guardbreaker into Gunblade instead of JG. Interesting. Let me take a peek. Honestly, let's go on a journey with each other. I'm just gonna pull up Morgana 3. Morgana 3 with 3 items. I'll take out the Ornn item filter, and I just wanted to look at items because I know people really like Gunblade. We already had blue buff made at this point, so you can kind of like filter that down. And we're looking at Delta. Honestly, let's just look at play rate here. JG and Gunblade. Okay, interesting. But I'm curious, like, had we gone blue buff? Yeah, I mean, JG is the best last slam here, statistically. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you kind of You almost need maybe the JG more than the Hextech Gunblade. Interesting. Because yeah, had we gone this this setup that I'm talking about, it looks like the spot wouldn't have been as good. It's interesting that it works that way, is that Guardbreaker is maybe just like not enough damage, is kind of what these stats are saying. When you build this, you're just too low damage. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I mean, not bad. I mean, the other thing is obviously Guardbreaker has great synergy with Hextech Gunblade. So yeah. But all right, going to continue to kind of slow roll here. Not, okay, and after winning the last fight, we are actually going to dip down to 40 gold here. The other interesting thing is that we're innervating Locket onto the Rel instead of the Singed. I think the stats, I mean, let me look at Rel 3 stats with Innervating Locket. Yeah, I mean, the stats say that Innervating is way better onto Rel than it is onto Singed. This makes sense, right? It's not great on Singed because you get mana locked for so long, must be the idea. Is that like, you know, Singed casts and then, you know, gets all that DR, and it's a while before he's getting another cast off. Whereas like Rel, she just casts and then she's done, you know, like how long does the, yeah, the attack speed lasts 4 seconds for Singed. So yeah, I mean, I think it actually makes a good amount of sense here. Like you're not getting these chain casts off. Also a bunch of Rels here allows us to, yeah, we can push level 6 here. This is kind of the slightly awkward level in this comp. You can't really play 6 Visionary yet. But you know, you can't really add anything crazy. Chembaron doesn't really do much here. We have Spark is something that we can guaranteed make here, and then we're gonna make the Gunblade here. Yeah, move these items over, and then Guardbreaker is just gonna sit here. Yeah, okay. So the Gunblade does end up finally getting made here. So yeah, it looks like Maikel just really like prios the JG a decent amount here. Also looks like he's looking at stats himself as well there. So interesting. But yeah, I mean the itemization makes sense. We do get the Gunblade down, which is nice, and yeah, just tabbing out there. All right. I mean, I actually feel like this is a comp where Corrosion would not be that bad. You're playing for really long fights and damage over time. It does only hit the first 2 rows, which is kind of the downside, but usually you don't really need... Usually you don't really need MR Shred on the back row because they're not building a lot of MR. 125 could also obviously hit you some really good stuff here, so maybe we're just going to... Health as well. No way. Yeah, 125, you know, it has the upside of potentially high rolling you a Malzahar here. And yep, we are just going to go fast to level 7. Even though, I mean, I think this makes perfect sense. Even though there is upside in looking for stuff like the Rel 3. Wow. Not fast 7, fast 8, just to play the Jace as well. That's crazy because this, I mean, obviously it's going to be really tough for us to hit Rel at this point now. So we're playing the Jace, and this is just going to be strongest board, and we're going to say, okay, the Morgana is going to be enough here. Yeah, I mean, it in some ways makes sense. It seems pretty crazy actually, because I mean, I think the Jace is certainly an upgrade on this board. It's not as big an upgrade. I mean, in my head, it's not like an insane upgrade. It's just, I mean, like obviously there's no form swapper on the board. It's just Jace for Jace. It's just Jace for the attack speed onto the Morgana. The nice thing though is that we are like 0% attack speed right now. So a bunch of attack speed onto this Morgana is really crucial. And we do even have, you know, the blue buff. Every auto we have is pretty, and yeah, just look at how much this Morg is casting with blue buff there. But yeah, she's casting so frequently. But yeah, I mean, you can see why, we ended up putting the Innervating Locket onto the Rel there. Just keep an eye on like Singed in the next fight. Like he takes, he casts, and then he has to wait out that timer of 4 seconds to get another cast off, which is really long time. Also, that is a Malzahar on Carousel. That is definitely something. Yeah, he's pretty pleased about that. Malzahar, just an absolute monster in this comp. There is just... I don't know, Malzahar won, especially they buffed him even this patch, so he is even better. Really, I would think want to even get over that Guardbreaker onto him, but looks like we're not going to move it yet, right? Yeah, we're not going to move the Guardbreaker for now. Seems like maybe just a small mistake here, but I guess we'll see if he ever ends up moving it. I'm pretty sure the Malz one is like way better than Heimerdinger one, but I mean, maybe his thought is that it's not. I think it's just a mistake, but we'll see. All right, so we do end up. Ooh, my God, we fight the Swade board. Wait, he pulled up damage there. Can we look at damage there actually? I mean, Heimer dealt a little bit more than Malz with the item. I don't know if you could say that this is like a Guardbreaker Malz diff. I'm gonna say that it is because it makes me feel better about my call. Scuttle Familiar. This is one that people love in this comp. I think this is like BIS Anomaly in this comp, I think. Are we gonna take it? Yep, I think you have to take this here. Yeah, I think, and now we're gonna move the items over to Singed. Really feels bad to move Locket over to him, and like honestly, maybe he's gonna move the Locket later. But I think he's gonna, yep, he's gonna pull up the stats for these guys and put Intervening Locket in and say, why does he do it like this? But yeah, he's like, oh, the stats are really bad on Singed. I mean, I think he intuitively knew that, but he knows like, I need stats on the units. That's the crab. But hopefully, I mean, honestly, just take this chain vest and turn into any other item, I think will be the plan here, but we'll see here. But yeah, the reason why this crab is so good, and he actually does just, yep, exactly like we were talking about, move the Innervating Locket back up here, and we'll see where the rest of the items end up going. But the reason why the crab is so good in this comp is a couple fold. I mean, one, Morgana is slow damage over time. What do we want here? I mean, don't you just finish some items here? Yeah, gargoyle. And we're actually not even going to put items onto the Singe, like not going to put like the gargoyle onto him, just with the idea that, yeah, like who cares about how big the crab is. We'd rather scale up the Innervating Locket unit than the crab unit. I mean, it makes sense. It's like the Innervating Locket's going to do a lot more work than just a slightly bigger crab is going to. That's a cool little prioritization. But yeah, the reason why the crab is so good is that Morgana is a very slow damage over time unit, and Malzahar is a very slow damage over time unit as well. Both of them fantastic if you buy time for them. The other really cool thing is that after Malz dies, his damage over time ticks still go on. They last forever. So if you do end up in a situation where, you know, somehow your backline gets blown up and the Singe gets blown up and the only dude left is the crab, sometimes the crab will end up winning you fights anyway. I saw a lot of this in regionals this last weekend, and yeah, I mean, the crab does a lot of work here. We do fight a pretty crazy quick strikers board here. Actually, I'm a bit surprised that that fight was that rough for us. Can we go back and look here? Just Akali the third here. I mean, they don't even have other stuff to restart. I'm surprised that this fight is that bad for us, but we do still have a pretty lacking front line. You know, we are stuck on Rel 2 for, you know, the rest of eternity here, and the Jace was helping us a little bit, but we did have to fit the Nami in there. You saw we cut Jace for Nami, the idea being that Nami, the extra mana on auto, is just too good to pass up in a comp like this. And yeah, just really aggressive leveling in this comp, but it makes sense. One cost reroll, like you are not playing, you know, max super high cap like win out TFT when you play one cost reroll like this. You are playing just scrape by, try to get your top 4 and get out TFT. And so that's exactly how we are playing this game. Is we are just going to you know, we even throw the bow onto the Malzahar, yeah, and we're just playing as scrappy as we can at TFT. But yeah, you can see in a fight like this, actually, the Malzahar dot, it ended up killing a unit while the crab was alive. It was kind of a really rough fight from a positioning standpoint, actually. So now we're actually like really low HP. There is a Malz there, but I don't think you go for like the Malz 2. I think you just go for like a Malz item here. Yeah, Morello looks really juicy here, especially because we have no heal cut. Yeah, I think you absolutely have to take this in this spot here, and it's really good onto Malz here. I guess it's great on Morg as well. I think it still goes onto Malz there, I'm pretty sure, just because, ooh, that is Malz pair. And ooh, this is a cool little addition to the comp. We end up getting Jace back in for Academy here with the Heimer. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that that version of it. But yeah, and then, you know, if we were able to, I mean, I don't know, get an emblem or something, maybe we could play for Sentinel or something. But okay, we rotate into this Quick Striker Kog'Maw board, actually. That's the reason why that Quick Striker didn't hit everything, is that it's contested. But yeah, the Kog'Maw, just trying to get through the board, but as long as our board is alive, the damage over time will kill everything. And now, oh my god, this is a close lobby, actually. Yeah, I mean, just rolling every round, trying to pick up the Malzahar in this spot. I mean, yeah, one Malz would be so big here. Yeah, he values the Academy item over the Force Sentinel here, and I think it's absolutely correct. It's Academy item, and it's the just Jace being Jace. I mean, third item to Malz is huge here, just a mana item to get him casting. I think I'd be curious to see if on minions, if we get a Jace item, if we or if we get a Malz item, if we would drop this. But all right, the crab living a while. We're ticking down the back line. Oh my god, what a close fight. But that person, they had Mel in, so they end up living as well. Oh my god. I mean, this is such a close game, but we're just praying to Mortog. Like, where is our Malz 2? We've been level 9. We've rolled a good amount of gold. If we can hit Malz 2, we cap, I mean, so high. Like, that is the way that you can actually win games with this comp, is hitting Malz 2. So let's see. Oh, that's Jace 2. like I said, I mean, at this point, you just have to play the Jace 2, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think that is going to occur here. Roll down, picks up a Lowy 2, but we don't really have a spot to fit it in here. Just going to play the Victor here, yeah, and drop out of Academy here. I think this makes perfect sense. And we do actually find the Mals 2, but with not enough gold to pick it up. But I mean, the Victor is a big upgrade. We're 17 HP, stage 6. I mean, surely we're not going to die here. We have the Scuttle alive here, doing some damage to backline. I mean, such a close fight here. This was a Mals 2 diff, but I mean, we needed, we didn't have the gold to pick it up. Oh my god. All right. So one more fight to try to lock in a top 4. Mals 2 is huge for us. That is going to be so helpful. And he also has the Jace Hexgate frontline, kind of similar to like old days, you know, like Jace Hexgate frontline to interrupt melee stuff back when it would respawn and then cast. Yeah, he brings it to, I think second row makes more sense just so that it doesn't die that likely until your other stuff is dead here. But we'll see. Sport has a lot of damage, but now with Mals, ours has as well. Good Victor cast here. Oh my god, what a close. Everybody in this lobby's got Mel, by the way. But okay, we have top 4 at least locked in. Gonna roll down here, try to pick up something else. 2 HP. I mean, yeah, at this point, the big thing is positioning for people. Oh. Oh, what is this? Wow. Oh my god. Who are we fighting here that we did that? That's crazy that we did that and it actually worked out. Yeah, so his thought, wow. That's a crazy call from him, is that this board is so strong. Our thought is with our current setup, we're not going to win. Our only hope is to reforge this Orton item. That's just what we have to play for. Play for your outs in TFT. I'm surprised that he judged it that hard that this is like definitely a loss for him, especially because you're 2 and this guy's 1 HP. Like if we had reforged this into like, I don't know, a Fishbones or something, then you're just playing down. I mean, yeah, you can actually throw a decent amount of stuff on a Jace, so I guess worst case, it's not even that bad. But we actually end up hitting the best possible option here, which is the Anima Visage. This is, like I was talking about, one of the best, I think the best item onto Singed. This allows us to invest more into Singed, which makes a bigger crab. I mean, and we have the Singed 3, so this ends up actually winning us the fight versus Tegeo. Yeah, I mean, with how not close that fight was after hitting the thingy, I do kind of get the sense that maybe that was a little crazy. I mean, but if it's crazy and it works, it's not crazy. Automata +1 ends up going to that player, the third place player, I believe. I don't think Tegeo ended up picking it up. We just took this for a Sunfire, just, I don't really know, to guarantee some heal cut. I mean, it is a 6 cost as well. Yeah, Automata, I mean, it doesn't have 6 in right now. I don't think, yeah, they don't have a Moo. Oh, no, they do actually have a Moo. They're missing Malzahar. Yeah, we have all the Malzes. So tough for them to hit 6. I wonder if this would be a 6 if they had hit it diff. But I mean, honestly, it doesn't even look like it. We win that fight. So one more fight versus Tegeo, and we're looking at potentially the win out here for the 1-cost reroll. Like I said, it's such a funny comp where like 1-cost reroll normally does not cap this high, but like if you can get to Mals 2, like that's so much damage that you can actually make it there. And we'll see here, just trying to make sure that we don't get like, have some weird like wrap situation where Akali ends up wrapping on us. This is actually like pretty bad news. Yeah, because Akali ends up on backline. Yeah, this is like worst case fight RNG, but oh my god, it's just barely. Okay, that was really scary at the end there, but we still ended up taking the dub. And a really fun game from Maikel on a cool comp that I think, you know, it's not on the top of everybody's radars, but I think this is a very strong reroll comp. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. My shirt was kind of wrinkled the whole video, huh? That's fine.